I'm again in Kashmir this time, and yesterday got an opportunity to catch up with my friends, my MBA batchmates, and together five of us we just sat across and discussed life, discussed where we are today, discussed professional life, personal life, and of course one of the things I think which is no surprise, we did talk about parenting, and we talked about what are the challenges in parenting. Um, how are we kind of coping up with it? And different friends of mine had a different approach about parenting. Some are very, I would say, extremely, um, I would say, strict with it. Some are lenient. Some have taken a mixed approach, a balanced approach, and I would say everybody is, in their own way, right. There is no right or wrong in it. I think as a parent, yes, we all understand that it is uh, an ever evolving challenge, and with newer technology is not static; it keeps on changing. So every day there's a new challenge. Maybe first mobile phones, then connectivity applications, then social media, now maybe AI. So, everything is adding to this challenge. Now, just understand these are, parents, highly qualified, very high educational background, very, technologically aware, understand the ecosystem, have been working in technology led and technology enabled organizations. So the background is very strong, and they understand the technology ecosystem or the digital ecosystem. But yet, what I felt is that there is a need from the entire smartphone ecosystem to do a lot in this area. There are very wonderful technologies from right from the OS providers to app makers to smartphone brands. All of them have been enabling technologies which are helping or making this digital space safe for the children. So have some of the telecom operators taken some initiatives, but I think that is not translating well to the parents. There is a gap that these need to address. They need to come together. uh, I have been always advocating collaboration, and this is one area where collaboration is required. All these OEMs, they need to come forward. In fact, the entire ecosystem needs to come forward, educate parents about digital parenting, tools of digital parenting, technologies that are already there in these phones, which can help in digital parenting. That's one side. But then there is another element to it. See, digital parenting is possible only when you are in, I would say, kids mode. For instance, YouTube, if you enable, say, YouTube for kids, only then it will get implemented. Or there are, for instance, kid mode in many phones, and you could enable that. Then there are some restrictions in terms of screen time, and I'm sure a lot of you already know all of these things. But the problem is that there is a device sharing which takes place between parents and children, especially mothers and their children. There is, say, a defined gadget time, be it half an hour, 1 hour, whatever, which is, for which kids are allowed to use their gadgets. They do use it for their studies. One of the parents was sharing that how her son is using, say, AI for during his studies. So all our children are using AI. So yes, that's already there, and we all as parents understand that there is great value in all of that. We understand that AI can help our children in it's like AI can become a buddy to our children during their education. Similarly, there are other technologies out there. There's a lot of learning that takes place from YouTube. My children, they are really, for instance, they learn a lot from YouTube, and they find those sessions very helpful for them. And it's good that if children get into this self learning mode, because we have to understand tomorrow in organizations also, no one can, no, believe me, no educational institution can make you 100% ready for organization. It can give you definitely some fundamental skills, but then a lot of learning happens on the job. So if you are into this mode of self learning, nothing great than this. In fact, a lot of youngsters today who are on the job, they use YouTube and other resources to learn how is a particular thing done. Especially in tech domain, there are lots of videos available where people do, or the experienced ones do teach youngsters what to do and what not do, how they can, maybe solve a problem, solve a challenge. So that's really very helpful. It's a community driven social learning, I would say. And for these reasons, we can't really ignore these digital platforms. But yes, there is a need from the entire ecosystem, not not just enabling these tools, but also uh, building connections and channels to communicate how to leverage most of these tools. So that's one thing I believe brands have to focus on. Second, they have to look at how the content, you can add these layers of safety at app level, at device level, at network level. For sure, you can do that. But then, especially now after AI, I think you need to bring these at user level, because since devices exchange hands from parents to children, now how can this device then kind of adapt itself to the user? As I said, for instance, YouTube, somebody is watching YouTube now, there is content which is not uh, children safe. And yet since they're using parents devices, they're not using YouTube Kids as an app, they're using the main YouTube app to access their content and watch their favorite content, or learn something. Now that's where this content safety issue occurs, and that's where I believe AI can now play an important role, a significant role in making this content, users adaptive and user safe. That's an important thing, and that's where the entire ecosystem needs to come together, collaborate, and build this layer of making content user adaptive. A good use case for AI to solve, a good use case for the entire ecosystem to add value to, and bring some more confidence for parents, to help them out. So it's not just about screen time, it's not just about creating those zones for kids. It's also about, making devices and gadgets in the whole digital ecosystem more adaptive to the user. And that's where I believe AI has a role to play. So let's, again, my request to the entire smartphone ecosystem would be that let's build this layer of making the entire digital space user adaptive. That would, enable a lot in digital parenting, and bring in some ease in digital parenting for parents. I thought, it wasn't. We spent some good time on discussing digital parenting yesterday, so I thought let the conversation be around it, and let me try to take this conversation beyond that closed circle, and have this discussion with a larger audience. Let me know, what are your thoughts on this? How are you coping up with digital parenting? What is your approach? Is it very, very strict, or very lenient, or somewhere in between? How do you face this challenge? And at the same time, my request to technology companies would be, let's one, communicate what is already there, communicate it strongly so that parents are aware of it, parents can leverage it. And at the same time, let's also think of how can we leverage technologies like AI to make the entire space adaptive to the users, rather than creating different compartments, because the end user is not using devices in compartmentalized way. It's the same device, same set of apps, same environment being used by different users at different types. In many of the cases, mothers using it most of the time, and then children using the same device for some designated period. So let's make it adaptive as per users. That's what I have in today's weekend conversations. We'll be with you again next week. Till then, have a great time and enjoy the weekend.